Well, Chris, today we're going to demonstrate our coating trays and tool, and you're going to teach us the proper wet-dry application using chicken breast.
I have to tell you, this is the first thing I learned in the kitchen. No joke.
Really?
Absolutely. And if you've ever done a lot of this before and you've taken, let's say, some chicken breast and put flour, egg, and breadcrumb, if you don't do it right, at the end of it, you have sort of all this buildup on all your fingers.
Kind of looks like puppets.
Yeah, finger puppets. That's right.
Right.
So what we do not to have that happen is you have a wet hand and you have a dry hand. Okay, so the wet hand is going to come in here and grab the chicken breast and is going to put it into the flour. The dry hand then comes in, puts a little flour on top, turns the chicken breast over, gives a little shake, puts it into the egg wash.
And are you noticing how these trays aren't moving around?
Not moving around, and this interlocking feature is really important because as you move it from one to the other, you're not having a lot of stuff dripping down in between the containers. It's perfect. So now wet hand comes back in here, and wet hand is going to flip the chicken breast over in the eggs and then lift it out, put it into the breadcrumbs, and now the dry hand puts a little bit of breadcrumbs on top of the chicken breast, flips it over, and then very simply lift it right out of the breadcrumbs, and that's ready to cook.
Well, now we have a tool that goes along with our coating trays, and if by chance somebody doesn't want to do the traditional dry wet application, getting their hands dirty, let's give this tool a try.
Sure.
Do you mind?
This is going to work fine. So very simply, pick up the chicken breast and put it right inside the flour, and very importantly, flip it over just like this and give it a little shake. This really grabs it very well. Put it into the egg and flip it over. Make sure it's well coated with egg, and then very simply pick it up out of the egg and place it into the breadcrumbs. There we go. And flip it over. Make sure it's well coated. And same thing, just like you would do with your hands. Lift it out, give it a little shake, and put it right on the plate. And that one's ready to cook.
Well, and then what we merely did is saute these chicken breasts in a pan with some oil and butter, and look at them. They're beautiful.
That's dinner.
Well, Chris, now we're going to use the coating trays in a sweet application. And as you'll see, we've reconfigured the 3 trays so that we can demonstrate our pretzel butterflies.
Yeah, and Lisa, these butterflies, these little treats are so perfect. But to make them happen, there's a little trick. And that is we're going to take one of the stones right here, and this stone has been in the freezer, so this is ice cold. And then you put a piece of parchment right on top of the stone, and ready to make some butterflies?
Absolutely.
We're going to take 2 small pretzels, and the rounded edges of the pretzels, we're going to dip them right into the melted chocolate. Very simply lift it out, and then set it right on top of the parchment, and just hold it in place for, maybe 10 seconds or so. And that frozen stone underneath is just going to let that chocolate set up. So I can take my hands away, and there you go.
And you can do it with milk or dark chocolate and white chocolate as well.
You bet. And now we can make these even prettier than they are now. So we have a little bit of melted white chocolate in a baggie here. And very simply, I could just put some nice little drizzles right on top of those butterflies, just like this. And then once those drizzles are on there, I then can take some different colored sprinkles, like we have right over here, and I can just sprinkle those right on top of that melted chocolate, and they're going to stick right to that melted white chocolate. Look at how colorful that is.
Well, and you know what? Any sprinkle, any combination, you can't go wrong.
That's right.
Okay, I know a trick. I'm going to take one of the white chocolate, dip it lightly, get the top of the wings slightly coated, then I'm going to stick them right in here.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't it pretty? Then I'm just going to put it right there on the tray.
Look at how beautiful
That's
those
just
are.
another little option.
And this would be perfect for kids to do.
You're right.
They'd
You're
have
right.
a lot of fun with that.
And you know what? There are so many options that we can do with our coating trays and tool.